Hey guys, welcome back to another video. With the arrival of Mayor Finnegan and the Pelt Apocalypse perk, pelt grinding has become one of the best money-making methods in Hypixel Skyblock. So in today's video, we will be covering everything that you need to know about pelt grinding, including the basics, gear requirements, secret tips and tricks, and my own gameplay showing how much you can make per hour. So with that, let's begin. Pelt grinding is an activity in the Mushroom Desert Island. The way you get there is by going to the barn, walking up here, and using this launch pad to the desert settlement. If you go to these coordinates at the back of the Mushroom Desert, you will find the Trapper's Den. Here you can talk to Trevor and he will task you with hunting a special mob, which will drop pelts when killed. There are 5 variants of these mobs. Trackable, which doesn't do much at all, untrackable, which will run away slowly, undetected, which will run away quickly, endangered, which will blind you when you get close and run away, and finally exclusive, which will blind you, run, and disappear. Along with that, your animal can either be a cow, pig, sheep, rabbit, chicken, or horse. This doesn't really matter at all. All you need to know is that higher rarity mobs will award you more pelts, and you can get even more with upgrades. Speaking of upgrades, let's talk about the things that you will need. For armor, try getting a good mana set, ideally Wise Dragon Armor, since it gives you a lot of intelligence and makes abilities only have 2/3 of the mana cost. For equipment, you're gonna need the Pelt Belt, since it will give you 30 speed, and more importantly, +1 pelt from tracker quests. The rest can be anything you want. For tools, the most important one is the AOTE or AOTV for teleportation. This is absolutely necessary for raids, otherwise this method would be a complete waste of time. You also need a weapon, the best being weapons with a large range of attack, like the Midas Staff or Hyperion. If you can't afford the Hyperion, do note that melee weapons like the AOTD with its ability works well enough, and your rates won't be affected that much. You may also want the Talbot's Theodolite for locating the mobs, although it isn't always effective. There are some other upgrades that you can get. The Jake's Plushie accessory increases the number of pelts you get from hunting animals by 1. And the Trapper Crest increases the odds of fighting endangered or exclusive mobs by 10%, which of course increases rates as these mobs give you more pelts. One of the biggest time wastes in pelt grinding is getting back to Trevor every single time. You can combat this by consuming a travel scroll to the Trapper's Den. This will allow you to use the Warp Trapper command to teleport back to Trevor as quickly as possible. What I recommend is have the chat message saved, so you can quickly press a few buttons and you're back. Alternatively, you can get Trevor's Abaphone contact so that you can call him on the fly. Is that it takes a good bit of ringing to get Trevor to pick up, as we already see with Maddox.
Bruh.
There is this item, the Rezar's Abacase, which speeds up Abaphone calls. However, it is 26,000 bits, and Abaphones aren't exactly cheap either. If you have the money though, it is faster to do this, since you won't have to worry about leaving through this tunnel all the time, and I guess also crossing this mountain if you care that much. For pelt grinding, pets aren't really that necessary, since none really helps that much. If you don't have enough mana, I recommend going with the legendary sheep pet, since it reduces mana costs and gives you 100 intelligence as well. If you do have enough mana and perhaps even an influx of it, you could equip the black cat pet and switch your Wise Dragon Armor to Young Dragon Armor for a ton of speed. This doesn't really matter too much as most of the time you're going to be TPing around, meaning speed won't really matter. However, for like the 3 seconds that you are on the ground, this could make a difference for killing the exclusive mobs. Now that we've gone over everything that you need to know in order to pelt grind, it's time for our test. Okay, I'm going to be running a 15-minute test to see how much money we get, and of course we'll times the result by 4 so that we get the full hour. And let's go. Alright, so 15 minutes later and we have collected 395 pelts. This means we would have collected 1,580 pelts in an hour. Let's quickly see what item gives us the most amount of profit. Alright, so as of right now, the bonus pest chance potion, I'm not going to read the name, has the maximum amount of profit with 30k coins per pelt. This means we made 11.8 million coins in this 15 minutes, or 47.4 million coins per hour. So yeah, this is pretty overpowered. Anyways, there is one final money making method that I wanted to share. I put it at the end of this video because most people don't watch the full thing, and I genuinely appreciate everyone who does. A cool investment opportunity for you would be buying the Trapper's Crest and the Pest Vest during Finnegan. This is because these items will probably go up in price the most after his election. Since the Trapper's Crest is an accessory and everyone wants those, and the Pest Vest is by far the best pest equipment, holy crap, English is hard. And since it is so good for pest grinding, which can also make a ton of money, these guys will usually go up in price a good bit. Another thing with the Trapper's Crest is that you can probably make even more money if you upgrade it to Uncommon by collecting 500 pelts while Finnegan is in office. Then you can sell it back 1 or 2 weeks after. This way, not only are you selling an item that most people can't even get access to, but you're also selling an item that can't be upgraded without Finnegan. In other words, this will drastically increase your profit, as you can see right here with this item peaking at 18.7 million coins. If we account for that price instead of the 7.7 million as of right now, and we're making 55,000 coins per pelt, in other words 86.9 million coins per hour. Also, I forgot to talk about mods, but the one that you need is Skyhanny. I recommend you enable the data tracker, which will show you how many pelts you've gained, as well as your mobs, and use a hotkey for accepting and warping to the Trapper's Den. But anyways, that is all you need to know for pelt grinding during Finnegan. If you guys enjoyed this video or found it useful, please subscribe as it helps me out a lot. Also, comment down below if you want me to make any other money making guides or want to see my own gameplay. But anyways, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.